Does COD have a return? I don't know, man. I don't know. I saw that they were teasing with the... I think Call of Duty right now is trying to pull out all the stops, bro, with Verdansk on the way back. I saw that they're experimenting with 150 player count in the lobbies, which is a substantial jump, I would say, from whatever it is now. What is it, like 100? I actually don't know the exact number, but I think 150 is definitely more than what we're used to. Do they have 150 at any point in Warzone's history? Which I think is actually a good call. I don't know why. I think there should be more players, not less. And then I saw that they're also bringing back floating loot, which God only knows why they would have ever removed that in the first place. It's like, why would you take anything out that would make the game more fluid and efficient? I'm telling you, bro, Call of Duty has just had like a problem with listening to the wrong people in the community. Like, I know that the older generation that kind of grew up on COD was complaining that the game was too fast and it was moving too quick, but I think you need to keep that game as fluid and fast-paced as possible, bro. I mean, that's the whole point of skill-based matchmaking, right? If they have skill-based matchmaking implemented and it's working the way that it should, you don't dial up skill-based matchmaking and keep everybody separated from each other and then slow down the game as well. It's either one or the other. Like, the skill-based matchmaking is literally the reason that's accomplishing the goal that they're looking to accomplish, man, to cater towards all types of players. Skill high or low, it doesn't matter. That's what skill-based matching is for. And then they just decided to double up and slow the game down. I think floating loot is a no-brainer, bro. I don't know why they ever would have removed that in the first place. I'm not a Warzone expert, to be honest with you, though, bro. I've had moments and time throughout my years playing Warzone, but I'm not the guy that's going to tell you like what's right, what's wrong, and what's going to fix it and what won't. But I'll tell you what, just from the years I've played, I think slowing the game down is a nightmare, and it's a recipe for disaster. So we'll see. But again, I do believe that Call of Duty they're kind of just continuing to put Band-Aids on their problems. You know, if you bring Verdansk back, right, and that's going to be their first opportunity to bring a lot of players back to Call of Duty to like sign on for the first time in months or years, just for the nostalgia factor. I mean, we've seen every game do it, right? Like, Fortnite has brought back Season 1 and Tilted Towers a million times. You've had other games bring back some of the most beloved modes and maps. And Call of Duty's done that too before, but Verdansk coming back for the first time in a long time. Floating loot, great. 150 player count, great. They're obviously trying to make sure that people have fun when they get back. But I think the issue is still going to be the hacking and the cheating situation, bro. I mean, all these good things that they're doing are kind of null and void if you get on and you can't play a real game of Call of Duty, a fair game of Call of Duty. So we'll see, man. I don't know. We're going to check out Verdansk, I would imagine, at some point, but I'm not holding my breath, man. Champagne Hoffy, thank you very much for 2 gifted subs, brother. Curry Sticks, Vanta, Kinky Pad, Austin, Parthy. Thank you for the subs, gentlemen. Rumple, appreciate you, bro. Deadeye, good to see you. COD needs to slow down and go back to actual war shooter. See, Jack, that's kind of the issue, bro. I genuinely completely disagree with everything you just said. And I mean that with all due respect, brother. Like, I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying our opinions differ entirely. Like, when you say a slow war shooter, my brain does not fit in with that ideology at all. Call of Duty was an arcade shooter that was unrealistic but fast-paced. At the time, what I would consider like Black Ops 2, even though it's much slower than what Call of Duty is today, that was still considered to be like a fast-paced shooter compared to other games that we had on the market at that time, in my personal opinion. And it's supposed to be fluid. It's supposed to be intuitive. But I just think there's a weird disconnect between generations that have played Call of Duty and spent time on that game. You know, you got a lot of old folks that are around my age that grew up with it in like the World at War, Modern Warfare. You know, the entire cosmetic skin around the game was like war-torn maps, military cosmetics. Everybody was just like a soldier. And I see a lot of people on TikTok complaining about customization and some of the fictional and out there skins that are available in the store today. See, I actually love that, bro. You know, I think people tend to hate the cosmetics in Call of Duty just because of the idea of microtransactions and having to pay for these skins. But I don't think that a character that's got wings on their back and feet that light up when they run and gloves that are glowing affect how much fun you're going to have on the game in any capacity. Like, it doesn't change the way that you're going to experience the game. To be honest with you, people that get upset about the crazy customization with the skins and camos, I don't think those people actually enjoy playing Call of Duty. I think they just have something that they want to complain about. I completely disagree with like the people that are my age that I've seen on TikTok, like, oh, this is what Call of Duty used to be, and now look at it. And you got like a unicorn shooting fucking rainbows out of its ass when somebody's emoting. I don't think that's a bad thing. I know that there are some skins that people see and they're like, what the hell is this doing in this game? But that doesn't change the way that you play the game. It doesn't change the way the game feels. So I disagree with you. I don't think the customization is a problem at all. And, I think people can make the argument that the time that they spend on all these different skins take away from them making the game better. That argument I can see is a valid argument. But, they're completely different departments in the studios that are building this game. And who knows, man? That's the only thing that I can see is like them putting resources towards anything other than making the game better from a performance standpoint. I get that, but I don't think the camos and the skins and all that shit really matter. Like, what would Call of Duty be if they just kept generic soldier, war era clothing on the characters? I don't think that matters at all. I think customization is good. It just keeps people interested in it for different reasons. Yo, Vamp, thank you so much for the 2 months, bro. HBix, what's good, Matt? Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the kind words. J Walt with the 5 gifted. We love you to death, J Walt. I appreciate you, bro. Champagne, FR Mike P. Champagne hit another gifted. This guy's just leaking them in. It's not disrespect. You were just hateful. Who's hateful? I don't think anybody's having a hateful conversation right now. What happened? I think it's, bro, that's the other thing too, man, that's never going to change on the internet. When two people disagree, bro, everybody thinks that one person or both people are being mean to the other. I think we're just disagreed about our perspective on the game, and that's okay. It's okay to disagree. Some of those skins can be considered pay to win. Look, there have been moments where some of these skins, like the Rosa skin, if you bought it, that skin was like darker, it blended in with shadows. That I agree with. That's a slippery slope. You can't have these skins that like break the game visually and make it harder to kill. I agree with that, bro, for real. But, I don't think that was, some could say that was intentional from them just to sell more skins. I don't know if Call of Duty is necessarily that vindictive, bro, or that spiteful to the community. But yeah, pay-to-win skins, completely agree, should not be in this conversation. Pay-to-win skins are a problem, for sure. I don't think it's happened too many times in Call of Duty's history. They had that Groot-looking skin, that Rosa skin. There have been a couple skins that kind of visually broke the game. But either way, I don't think that should happen or should exist in the game. I agree with that, bro. I just don't think this blank, ambiguous, like vague military simulator dream that people think Call of Duty should be is It doesn't matter, bro. Cosmetics are good. It's like, think back to like games that people loved. Like Black Ops 3, even though it brought in new movement, people loved that. And I guarantee everybody was like just gooning to the idea of like dark matter. Like people love to grind camos in Call of Duty, right? Like, and you know, the argument towards grinding for camos is different for paying for camos. I agree with that. But it's like the folks that say this is what Call of Duty used to be, I guarantee you those folks were grinding for gold guns and dark matter when they first got introduced. You know what I'm saying? So clearly they like cosmetics. Clearly they like to, you know, work towards something. And again, if you're paying for skins versus earning them in-game, I understand that. But again, I think people's infatuation with just like it being a military shooter, they don't actually believe that's good for the game. I think they just hate the idea of paying for skins. We're talking about a whole lot, bro. I mean, there's so many things we could talk about when it comes to Call of Duty. We can get off the rails here, and we're not playing COD today, so I think this is just a conversation I've had so many times on stream, and sometimes I get tired of it, but I understand, bro. People like to talk about COD. Hey, Lantern Corpse, thank you very much for the prime sub, bro. Venny.